Hi, this is Prometheus, and I'm just giving you another tip, a defensive tip this time that might be able to help improve your game. One of the keys of being successful at defense is not being predictable and actually switching things up and confusing your opponent to make bad decisions, bad reads. Now, generally when you play against an opponent, you're going to figure out real quickly they're going to be someone who likes to run a lot of man coverage, they're going to be someone who likes to blitz a lot, they're going to be a person that likes to run a lot of zone coverage and likes to go ahead and put a lot of coverage such as Fag D when they play defense. So you can, if you start picking up on those tendencies as an offensive player, you can go ahead and expose that. So if you have someone who drops down in a lot of coverage, you call draws, you'll be able to pick up a lot of yards underneath and really confuse your opponent. But to be successful in defense is confusion. You have to do things, you can't do consistent plays on a regular basis because eventually your opponent is going to pick up on those tendencies and they're going to figure out ways how to beat them if they're a good opponent. Now let's take a look at this play call really quick. I've got a couple comeback routes, and then I have a drag across the middle, and then I have just a little comeback route there. And if you're playing against man coverage, you know that in man coverage certain plays are actually going to go ahead and develop. So let's take a look at the comeback route. Comeback route is going to be a route that should be pretty wide open. Also, what's going to be wide open is going to be some kind of a hitch route. So if you take a look at that hitch route, that's wide open too. So you'll be able to pick up yards against man coverages. So what a lot of people do when they have man coverages, and if they're running some kind of a blitz, what they'll do is they're going to go ahead and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this guy, put him on a hook, get beat. I'm getting beat over here, so I'm going to take him and put him down in purple. I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to put him up in a zone. I'm going to take him and put him in a flat. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to put him up in a purple. I'm going to take him and put him up in a yellow. Alright, so I got all those coverages all set. I should be good to go. Alright, look at that. We got that flooding. Oh my God, look at this big hole that actually appears in here because I was trying to take away that comeback route or that other side. You're playing against a good opponent. He's going to be able to pick up those reads and pick up those zones. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to make adjustments to take away those reads. And the key to that is actually doing certain things to make it quick. Now, if I'm in man coverage, the difference between this is I have to go to each one of these guys and make some kind of adjustments. I've got to put him in a purple. I've got to put him in a flat. I've got to put this guy up in a blue zone. I've got to take this guy and put him in a purple. I've got to take this guy and put him up in a flat. I've got to take him down and put him into a purple. So I got all these adjustments, and I'm dancing around and I'm trying to make these adjustments. And by that time, the guy's already up the line. He's already hiked the ball. He's already got another play off. So while man coverage is good as a base defense and making zone coverages from it, sometimes it's not the most efficient thing if you're playing against a guy that likes to correct the ball. Now, one of the little tricks that I've discovered, and this is not the end-all be-all, this is not the best way to basically put the best coverage in there, but it's just a technique that I've discovered that I haven't really heard of anybody doing. So, say for instance, I go on just a standard cover for shell. I want to cover a couple players. I want to go ahead and cover. I want to cover Smith, and I want to cover LaFell. And both of those guys are doing those deep outs. So what I can easily do is I can go ahead and hit the triangle button on PS3. I don't know what the controller is on Xbox, so you have to bear with me. Triangle button on the PS3, hit X on individual coverage, and then hit the star button or the square button for LaFell, and then shade to the left. I automatically man this guy up. Now look where my guy's at. I'm on the line. I'm over here. You know, if you did individual coverages, you have to hit the X button, man coverage, and hit the receiver that you actually wanted to cover if you wanted to do that. But one of the great things about doing zone coverages is that you can actually do these coverages from your linemen. You can have your wide receivers get manned up by a corner even though you have your linemen on their coverage. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to go ahead, triangle, X, LaFell, deep out, triangle, X, Smith, shade to the left. I just manned up two of my guys just that easily. By being on my lineman, I manned up my corners on that. I want to take away that drag route, so I'm going to go ahead and hit triangle, X, and then Olsen. I'm going to highlight him and I'm going to shade to the left. And just for good measure, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Peppers and I'm going to man him up. So I'm going to hit the X button this time, down on the controller, and X. So I've got Olsen doubled up. I've got both of my wide receivers doubled up. And I can actually go ahead and manually cover. I can manually cover Murphy with my corner over here. So let's watch how this play develops. Oh, Peppers picked me off just because I had that other coverage there. But I couldn't hit it early, primarily because I had another person in coverage. So let's take a look at this one more time. And you can see that it actually takes those types of routes away. Let's go ahead and take a look at the deep routes too. Alright, so we've got the deep routes, we've got the deep comebacks. We went ahead and man them up to the outside to be able to take that away. And the coverage is there. Now I find that even if you do adjustments with the shading, even if you do shades that sometimes are not the right shades, for some particular reason the defenders just play the ball a little bit better. So if you take a look here, I shaded LaFell to the inside and I shaded Smith to the inside too, because I want to take away those drags and those in routes. But even though I've got a deep out, my corner is there to go ahead and make a good play on the ball. So this is just a little tip. This is not the end-all be-all. This is not going to take your defense to the next level. It's not going to provide massive heat. It's just a little way to go ahead and make adjustments a little bit quicker out of zone coverages. And once again, if you can mix in certain things, if you can highlight your defensive ends by going into man coverage and be able to highlight some other guys in man coverage, it's just another layer that you can add to your game to take your game to the next level. So I hope you like this tip. I'll be rolling out some more tips on how to plan and prepare for for Madden 25 offensively, just how you should think about the game and way to take your game to the next level. So if you do like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll be rolling out some more games.